What's up, guys? My name is Cascos Vlogs, and today we're going to be talking about whether Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley is fake. And I have some decent proof that it's fake. I know a lot of people are trying to debunk it and say that it isn't fake, but if you just look at some of these things, you will realize that it probably was staged, rigged, fake, whatever you want to call it. So if you guys want to find out how, and you're new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. Help me get my video out there in this jungle that we call YouTube. Without further ado, I'm going to show you guys some very hard evidence, or some really good facts, mainly, why this was most likely fake. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Maniac for that trap shit.
For taking the fight
I
on
don't
late
even know
notice.
if I should open this up.
For taking the fight on late notice, I got you a gift.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Police
in the
not be
spirit.
dying. I'm
Should he open it?
I'm gonna wait till we get
No, we
home
gotta
to
open it now. I
You
feel
have
like
to
it's
open
rude
it
not to open it now.
Now, I know some of you guys are wondering, what relevancy does this have to do with the actual fight? A lot does, actually. I want you guys to notice his reaction to the gift that was given to him. The gift that was given to him from Jake Paul is a $10,000 Rolex watch, or at least it seems to be $10,000 after I did some research. $10,000 is a lot to Tyron Woodley. By his reaction, that's why he was so surprised when it was given to him. Jake Paul is worth a lot more. Jake Paul is worth $30 million, while Tyron Woodley is worth $4 million. This matters a lot in the situation because this means that Tyron Woodley can be paid off by Jake Paul, because $10,000 is a lot. And if $10,000 is a lot of money to you, I'm sorry, you're not rich.
Open it right now?
Yeah. Trust. It's a good gift.
Is it?
I'm taking
you
it.
got it for him?
I actually got this for him.
In the spirit of the holidays.
A spirit of holidays.
This is, you see, you're actually a good guy. People.
This nigga crazy.
What is it? What is it?
I swear I'm taking it on God.
What is
100%.
This dude
It's a box.
He nuts. On God, he nuts.
I'm just gonna move this.
As a gift of respect for
What do we have? What do we have?
everything that's
Wow,
said.
look at that.
I accept.
Is this a Rolex?
Now, after watching this multiple times myself, I begin to realize that it seems, at least, this Rolex watch is more of a metaphor for him to accept getting knocked out for the battle. At least that's what it seems like. Jake Paul is a very successful man because he's a very smart man. He's extremely intelligent. Tyron Woodley just isn't. He kind of got to where he is by luck. Jake Paul got to where he is because he did his research. Now, people could say, he wouldn't mess up his legacy for that. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't sell it like that. He's already rich. He already made his money. He's already more, rich than Jake Paul. Remember, his net worth is only $4 million. That means that what he actually has in his bank account is a lot lower. So let's take a look at what a net worth means. Net worth is the value of all assets minus the total of all liabilities. Put in another way, net worth is what is owned minus what is owed. This net worth calculator can determine your net worth, the value of any real estate you may own. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you buy a $100,000 car, your net worth is $100,000. That does not mean that you have $100,000 in your car. It just means what is in your name, regardless if you paid it off or not. So again, if you were to buy a $20,000 car, your net worth is $20,000 just because of that car alone. Or if you own a house, your net worth would be $300,000 because you own a $300,000 house. Doesn't mean that you have that in your bank account. That does not mean that you paid it off. So Tyron Woodley, net worth is $4 million, meaning that he has $4 million of assets that's probably not been paid off. And Jake Paul has $30 million. You guys get what I'm saying here? Tyron Woodley is not a rich man. In fact, there's proof that he's probably not rich because he admitted himself that he's terrible with money. He said it himself that he blows all of his money. And when people that blow all their money are usually in debt. So he's probably in debt for $4 million. Here's proof here. I blew through a lot of effing money. Man, Woodley said a lot of money. and I was jewelry and VIP and all these experiences, all these things that came with the championship life. You really, when you come from where I come from, you never imagine making that type of money. Now, if you guys want to read the entire thing, here it is there. But basically, he talks about how he's terrible with money because when he was a kid, he was just simply taught to you have money, you spend it. You don't save it. He was never taught any finances. He was just simply taught that when you get a paycheck, you blow the entire thing. Like I say, you can take a moment to pause it and read it if you like. But basically, he just simply admits that he's terrible with money. He has no idea what to do with the money. Even with all the money that he has or made, he blew through all of it, didn't save any of it. And he also didn't talk about how he's going to try to save or change and learn to save, but simply that he made a mistake and blew all of his money. It's very important to see the difference in power when it comes to Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. Jake Paul knows how to save his money. That's why he keeps increasing his net worth. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to manage his money. That is why he got to where he's at, because he done his research. Tyron Woodley did not. And that's also why Tyron Woodley would be the perfect example to keep taking Jake Paul's bait, because Jake Paul can easily spend $5 million and truly think nothing of it. Tyron Woodley is surprised by a $10,000 watch. Do you guys see the difference in the power dynamic? That's very important because he's probably deep in debt.
Rolex?
It's a Rolex.
Is it? How much would you say this costs?
No,
It's like-
don't even. That's not
Okay,
important.
I don't know. I'm not a watch
not
It's
guy.
a
important.
new generation one
And you're giving this to him? Why?
because it's time for me to knock him out.
I don't understand. Oh, I get it. Time.
Now, it's important to realize that it's a metaphor, right? It's time for you to knock him out. Jake Paul is more than smart enough to make it out of a joke as a metaphor, but also at the same time, if he accepts the watch, Jake Paul can knock him out. Jake Paul is that smart. I know you guys hate the guy and you want to say he's an idiot, but he's not an idiot. He just acts like an idiot. He's extremely intelligent. So by Tyron Woodley accepting the watch, I truly do believe that he agreed to getting knocked out. That's also why Tyron did not want the man to discuss the price of the watch. So the next thing, let's evaluate the punch. Was it real? Was it a fake punch? Did it connect? Did it not connect? Let's find out right now. Now, I think it's safe to say that the punch was very much so real. That's not even up for debate, at least to me. The punch was real. It connected. And I do believe that he actually got a TKO. People are saying, oh, well, it's not that easy to knock someone out. Or Woodley, he has a tough head. It's not that easy to knock him out. It's very important to see where Jake Paul hit him. He hit him in the ear area or in back of the ear. And if you've been into fights, and I've been in many fights, if you get hit in the ear, it doesn't matter how tough you are. You're going to get knocked out. It throws off your balance. You get hit anywhere in the ear, no matter how tough you are, no matter how big you are, you fall. Period. Did not get hit in the face. He got hit in the back of the ear or in the ear. That will knock someone out or at least get a TKO. It can easily be staged. As long as you put your guard down, you get hit in the ear, you fall.
The Jake Paul knockout was rigged. He turned his gloves inside to let Woodley know when to let his arm down.
Now, I think that's a very interesting assessment, to be honest. Because Jake Paul, again, would be smart enough to think of something to turn his glove to put your guard down and knock you out. Now, I do believe the punch is real. That's, like I said, up for debate. But the turning his fist thing, that would be just genius enough to work, actually. I watched a video of other YouTubers saying, oh, no, it's just how he fights. It's just he turns his fist all the time. You guys really take away credit from the intelligence that Jake Paul has. You guys really do. You guys really don't understand how slimy and scheming this kid is. Well, yeah, he's a kid. He's younger than me. You guys don't realize it, do you? He's smart enough to pull this off. You guys just really don't get it. He really is smart enough to do something like this. So, with that bit of evidence, I do believe that he did twist his fist. to tell him that, hey, put your guard down because I'm going to knock you out. Or maybe he has simply hit him in the, ribs all the time and said at the end, I'm going to twist my fist and hit you in the head. Because the whole match, he was hitting him in the body repeatedly, right? So I can easily see that Jake Paul hits him in the body the whole match, right? To debunk anyone who's saying anything else. And then he's like, hey, when I twist my fists, that means I'm not going to hit you in the body. I'm going to hit you in the head. So don't block. He twists his fist nice and slow. Hits him in the head. Gets a TKO. Now let's move on to the last bit of evidence.
You can come over. Yeah. Love her. Yeah.
Let's give it up for these guys.
What'd you say, my man?
I said, personally, I hate when the naysayers hate on Jake's career, and even you by saying that, oh, he got paid to take a fall, and you guys are putting everything on the line in a fight like this. So what do you have to say to the people about Jake's power?
Can you say propaganda? This was before anyone had the chance to say anything. How can they insinuate, even to the slightest, that the fight is rigged or fake, or they're not getting credit before anyone had a chance to even say anything? This was shortly after the match. So why are they already insinuating that it will be fake when no one had a chance to say anything? Because it was fake, that's why. Because they know it was fake, that's why. And they want to act like they're already outing the obvious. They already asked the hard questions. So it must not be fake because even they brought it up on national television. That's how it works. Anyone with a brain can see that is BS. And that alone is the biggest deciding factor that this was fake.
You know, I gave Jake his credit for the power the first time around. I said anytime somebody can touch anybody with one punch and put them down, I possess the same power. I know how dangerous it is. It don't matter what a fight can go. It only take one shot to put a motherfucker on the ground. And I said he was playing the game. He's smart with the mind play. I'm a YouTuber, I'm this, and he downplayed it so much. And shout out to my dog Ben Askren. I don't really think he took him as serious as he should have. And I don't think Nate Robinson really should have just ran in and took that punch like he did. So I knew about the power, but I had to find a way to still inch forward and still get punches off no matter what power he was throwing. And he threw a lot of power shots in this fight. And more shots were blocked for me this time than the last time. He still got something through. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a fight game, and I got to put a little bit of respect on his name. He's tough. It was times where he got a little fatigued. It's times where I got a little fatigued. He was moving forward. I was moving forward. And, you know, he didn't show me anything that I didn't expect tonight.
He didn't show me anything I didn't expect tonight. Take that how you will, but he can mean it two different ways. As in, he expected the power behind Jake Paul, supposedly. Or he expected to get knocked out. He says in the interview pretty much that he kept doing body shots and I didn't expect to get hit in the head. I think that's BS. I think that he knew he was going to get knocked out. He just didn't know when. Jake Paul did the signal. He let his guard down. He got hit in the head on purpose. He even said in the interview that he saw it coming, but he couldn't react to it. A professional fighter couldn't react to a punch that he saw coming. I find that highly unlikely. The last thing I want to say is that he made $2 million from this fight. He needed that money. That's more than half of his net worth, actually. He needed the $2 million to get knocked out. He was the perfect bait. He was the perfect person, and that's why Jake Paul picked him to get knocked out. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that he was paid to get knocked out? Do you all still think the punch was real or fake? Let me know in the comments below. But my final thoughts, he was paid to get knocked out. He needed the money, and he's in debt. He's extremely grateful to Jake Paul for helping him and probably fixing his inevitable mistakes that he's just going to make again and again because that's who he is. And Jake Paul temporarily saved him from his own stupidity. But remember, I'm not arrogant, I'm just confident, and that's going to be it for the video.